Hello, everyone. How are you? I am having a ton of fun. Looks like my YouTube chat is not wanting to show up on stream. Come on. Why are you being difficult? Let me just copy this real quick. I'm gonna pop this out. We're gonna copy the chat link over, which apparently you have to do every single time. I did not realize that YouTube changes it every single time. Anyway, let's get that out of the way. Let's do this here. Let's pull this down here. And I'll just pop that into the chat. I wonder how YouTube actually expects you to show chat on screen. Like, this URL changes every single time. There we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. It took me that long to realize, oh, it's not appearing on screen. Welcome, Tohu, from the YouTube side. Welcome, everyone, over on the Twitch side. It's going to be one big happy family. Or something like that. I'm not sure what. If you are new to the stream, you are listening to Radio TASBot. You can head on over to radio.tas.bot or just radiotasbot.com. Get your song requests in. The radiotasbot.com link will redirect you to the public page. You can also swing by irc.tas.bot. Head on over to the PBN channel. That is technically still live. It's just hidden behind the YouTube chat there. Hey, Bootleg Jones, glad to see you. And yeah, knowing them, they probably didn't think about that. Toho. Sorry. I stand corrected. Also, hi, Chicken Scratch. No, Chicken Scratch. The Portal TAS is not using Windows XP. That would be pretty epic if it was. Hey, the Blockster Ken Marideo. How you doing, Winnis? Always good to see ya. Yoshi Rules, always here. Yeah, I don't use slabs at all. I won't go near Streamlabs products because of their onerous terms of service and their data collection policies that I will not agree to. Sorry, Streamlabs, fix your policies. I'll reconsider it. Well, Chicken Scratch, it is a real TAS, and you can see it yourself. All you have to do is head on over to our good website, tasvideos.org. I think it's on here. Should be. I'll be real embarrassed if it isn't. All right. There is the Commodore 64 version of Portal. There you go. Yep. Commodore 64 Portal is on TAS Videos. So that Portal TAS is a long, long story. There's a lot going on there. But anyway. Yeah, Heavy Poda, it doesn't allow you to combine them, which is why you'll see they're in separate panes. Hey, Spooky Mega. Spooky Megan. Hey, nice to meet you. I didn't realize you were Winnis's wife. Glad to hear you. How goes the Insanity? True, I'm just getting started on the Insanity. Anywho's. All right. So, you can see Windows XP with Minesweeper, but I just made it as a quick run. You see, my system has this interesting capacity to switch between AMD, NVIDIA, and right now I'm on NVIDIA On Demand. And if NVIDIA actually kicks in, it will completely wreck my ability to use libTAS. So we're just going to hope that doesn't happen because I never switched it over to the other mode. But hey, it might actually work just fine. I've never tried it. Hard to say. Oh, I'm loving this music already. Ah, yeah. Got my ear to pop. Spooky, that's pretty fun. And it's a Dwandeler out of nowhere. Okay, let me explain to everyone who has hopped into the stream what we're up to today, which is to say I have no idea. I know it involves abusing Windows RNG, and I know that we're going to have fun, but I can't at this juncture tell you exactly what is going to happen. I really don't know. But for starters, we're going to restart Minesweeper. Loving this music, by the way. All right, I'll pull this into the right area here. And yes, I'm showing a 16 by 9 screen desktop in a 4 by 3 aspect ratio because it's the best layout I have available. It gets the job done. It's kind of silly, but, you know, I want you guys to be able to see everything on the screen, and this is the best way I could think of to do it, is just to abuse my 4 by 3 layout and just accept that the left and the right are chopped a little bit. But I can move windows around easily enough. So what I'm going to do here is I'm booting up Windows XP inside of libTAS, inside of PCEM. So it's actually more like the other way around. It's more like Windows is inside of the PCEM emulator, which is emulating a system of that era. libTAS is wrapped around PCEM, and that's allowing us to... Yeah, I'm just going to fast forward Windows right quick. That's allowing us to boot into Windows XP. So once this gets to about... Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to click on that. I don't think anything happened there, but it just highlighted the frame. That's not a big deal. I'm going to wait until it gets fully into that blue portion here in a second. And then what we'll do is we'll toggle back. We'll make a screen, we'll make a save state so we can go back to it later, basically. So this is a stream where I'm going to be very actively watching chat. So feel free to interact. I'll do my very best to keep up with messages, but one of the things I discovered last time was that I was really having a lot of difficulty keeping up with absolutely everything simultaneously. It was a little bit on the tricky side. So I'm going to do my very best here to pay attention to everything. It's on screen so you can see the time. About like that, that'll work. I'm liking this sound a lot. This music is awesome. Anyway, I'm going to do my very best to pay attention to chat, but I'm also going to do my very best to stay focused. Now, for those of you on Twitch, I have a focus icon. I have a focus emote. I think it's TASBot Focus. So for those of you that happen to be subscribers, you can use that to, you know, request genially that I focus at least a little bit. Good luck with your request, mind. It doesn't mean that it's going to do anything. Okay. I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to make a new save state. Let's just make it in save state 2. That's totally fine. So this is before we click a button for the very first time. In other words, this is before we initialize the mouse. Prior to this point... Oh, hey, I got a little bit of Street Fighter in here. Prior to this point, it's not going to initialize the mouse at all. Apparently, in Windows XP, you have to click in order to get the mouse to do anything. So this is going to speed through this fairly quick. Bam. We have this layout of Minesweeper. So at this point, I'm going to hit recording. Go in, run in recording mode. Oh, hang on. Just going to click and see what pattern we get. Okay. So we got this pattern here, and it probably matches our notes. Yes, okay. Let's see. So this was... Actually, this is the same. Hang on. Diablo... Okay, what image am I on? I am currently on... Oh, wait a minute. This is because I've recreated this exact state. Yeah, I've done exactly this. So we launched on frame 7199. So we're using the Diablo image. We have an epoch value of 17, well, basically 2023, 11/14. That's the year. And if we back up here, I'm going to do that now so you can see what I mean. I'm going to hit F1, load the save state. Okay. Nope, I meant to go to 2. F2. There we go. Let's load that save state. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm going to just let this free run a little bit, but what we want to see here, let me just expand this out to far enough that we can see all the buttons. Okay, there we go. Making sure those are all visible on screen. Oh, went right by it. Okay, that's okay. 72. Let's see. What are we? Let's see. We are. Oh, I see the problem. I'm in record mode. Hang on. Loading. Playback. Running again. I'm like, why is it not even launching? Okay. So I'm frame advancing. We've launched Minecraft. I went too fast there. We launched Minesweeper. I almost said something different. Launched Minesweeper, and it does look like it launched on frame 7199. You can see that this screen appeared at that moment, and it matches this. We just saw that we got this pattern when we launched. Now, there is a specific thing that Toho wanted to see. Let me just catch up on chat here really quick. Hey, Ra. Glad to see that you are a longtime TASBot fan. TASBot can be a wizard of many things. In this case, TASBot is still... Oh, wait, TASBot's not on screen. Hang on, let me whack my camera, which I have to do regularly, percussive maintenance. Let's see if I can whack it with my foot. Nope. All right, I'm going to go whack it. One sec. There he is. So I've got I have a camera. I have a Canon GL1 from 1999 over there. And that Canon camera has a power supply from 1991, and the cable's a little finicky. So sometimes it shorts or it doesn't connect. Yeah. Anyway, obligatory technical difficulties checked. Yes, that always has that happen. I have the focus of an ADHD kitten, yes. And there is nothing wrong with True4 saying that. Yeah, Source Engine does sort of have its own thing. Hey, Husky, good to see you. Yoshi rules, no reason to hit me with a bop. Ouch. Okay, well, I wasn't hitting TASBot with anything. I was just hitting the power supply for the camera. But anyway. Okay, so here's what Toho wanted to try. Let me check the chat here. All right, let's see what Toho said. Toho wanted me to check a specific frame. Toho, if you remember what it was, let me know. I know you're in chat. Let's see. 7210. Okay. So what we're going to do here is delay this so that we start on 7211. And we want that because we want to see if we can recreate this board design right here. So I'm going to load with F2. Now, I believe it was 14 blank frames of input. Now, we're going to delete one in a bit, but first I want to recreate this state, and then we're going to back up and try 7210. So, yeah. Okay, Toho, you are correct. So, let's pull that up. First, I need to delay starting this. So what we're going to do here is click Insert Number of Frames, and we're going to insert 14 frames. And if we do it right... Actually, let me get this out of the way here. Okay. There we go. Oh, I might have done that at the wrong time. I might not have inserted that in the right place, which will cause a difference. Okay, so it did load on 7211, I think. I might have gone past it a little fast. Let's find out. I honestly don't know. I don't know if I got this right or not. So I'm going to switch this to recording mode. We'll just wander all over the place. And the answer is no. We got a different board, and I think I know why. Okay, yeah, these mines are not in the same place. So we're going to put it back in record mode. Let me control this, then go F2. There we go. Oh, did it do it on 72? Okay, then that probably tells me that I need to remove the... What I did is I put the frames here after I opened the run dialog, and that's probably why it changed. So I now need to delete control minus. I need to delete 14 frames from here, which I'll do now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure it's actually moving. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 14. Now we're going to insert those 14 before opening the run dialog. So now we're going to insert those 14 frames here instead, which I think is what I did last time. Now, I haven't run past that point yet. I'm still up here. So it is safe for me to just continue forward. So I'm just holding the run button here, the frame advance button. So that's where we added those extra frames. There's the command R or control R or Windows key R. I guess not control R. I guess it would be super R. But anyway, that's the launching the run dialog. Now I'm just advancing a little bit slower because I blew right past it last time. There's 7211. There's 7212. That's interesting. I either counted wrong. Or something else, but let's find out. We're going to put this in record mode and see what we got. No. We didn't get this pattern. We got a different pattern. Okay. So what do we get here? What do we got going on here? Did I mess up? I think the right answer... It was 12 frames, huh? I wrote it down as 14. I think the right answer is we need to make sure that we have all of the pieces in place. I may have made some mistakes. It says prior to launch, but I didn't specify in my notes if that was prior to launching the command window or prior to launching Minesweeper. I don't honestly remember. Right. Well, I guess it doesn't particularly matter that much. We'll just set ourselves some new testing notes. I do need to double check that this is, in fact, the Diablo installed image, and here's how we're going to do that. And it's a really stupid way of doing it, but it works. Dev win XP. So we have these images, and what I'm going to do is SHA-1 sum against the Diablo 1.0 installed image. Then we're going to compare it against what we're actually running. So what we're actually running is this Windows XP. That did not save me any time at all. I should have just retyped it from scratch. I do this to myself all the time. All right. So we are, in fact, running the image that has Diablo installed. Now, in our testing earlier, basically the previous time I streamed, is this Assassin's Creed music? No, it's Metal Gear Solid, but it sounded a lot like Assassin's Creed. Ooh. I'm cranking this up. This is definitely Assassin's Creed. Why does it say Metal Gear Solid? Okay, this is a fascinating song. Anyway, I have been nerd sniped by my own radio station. This is beautiful. Okay. Sorry, I got totally nerd sniped by that. Yeah, Truna 4, I'm beginning to think that. Okay, so let's get to a point of stability. the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to stop because I don't know what alterations I made to this movie file. And we're going to start again. Because I might have accidentally added the wrong number of frames. Yeah, this part does sound... This part does sound quite a bit like Metal Gear. Okay, no. I'm going to create a save state on frame 1. There we go. Okay, we've created a save state. And just making sure, I'll go over here so I can see it. Oh yes, Rexrath? A bunch of Project 86 vinyls in the mail, huh? It so started like Assassin's Creed, and that was fascinating. I am, in fact, tasking Windows, sort of, Subever. Okay, let this get a little bit farther in. The Rexrath, I'm sorry to hear they're finishing their last album. Keeping track of multiple chats is a lot harder than I thought it would be. But I'm making do. Okay, let's get to roughly 6,000. I'll pause when we get a little bit farther along. I'm only going at 20 frames a second right now because Windows is booting. Okay, I'm going to make a save state here. Saving state 2. All right, now we've got save state 2. And I'm going to make a third save state a little farther along. Okay, this is going to run for just a little bit. I already have another chat. It's called Discord. It's open at the bottom, too. And, in fact, I've already responded in it in the middle of this stream. But I had to type that part. Multi-crashing is always an option on this stream. How far am I going to go? Could I just click down here? Because that's really what I want to do. Could I say run to this point? Here. I'm just going to click down here. All right, that was a faster way of using the user interface. So by clicking down here at this frame, I was able to make it fast forward to this point. I'm going to make a third save state for safety. Okay, we've now saved that in slot 3. Now, I didn't specify, and if anyone can remember the last stream, I don't remember if I put the 14 frames in before or after this dialogue. I think it was here. More chats. Someone start texting Dwango more chats. That's not necessarily the best idea because this has happened by the Moss before in streams, and it usually goes chaotically wrong. Okay, so my notes from last time just say adding an additional 14 frames of blank input prior to the launch. But I don't say when. Like, did I add it? Did I do it before the mouse button? Did I do it after the mouse button before pressing the command prompt? Did I do it between pressing the command, the run box, and the launch itself? I know I didn't do it between hitting return and when the game actually launches, because that wouldn't have made any sense. But I have 3 different things I'm going to have to test. Now, I said here that I did 14 additional frames, so we're going to test all 3 scenarios, since I don't know what the heck I did. As a sanity check, I need to make sure that we can get to this state. So I'm not making any changes. I have my save state, and we're just going to run it. Okay, so now I'm going to put it in record mode just briefly to check for what our state is. Align my cursor. And we got this, as expected. So this is the Diablo installed image. with booting with an epoch time of 1700. Now, it's obviously advanced since then because the system has been running. But we did get this exact pattern on probably frame 7199. I'll double check that it did, in fact, launch on 7199. Okay, let me double check that I'm running the same movie file. Ooh, this is good music too. Yeah, 2013. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I even say it. Minesweeper, but in 2023. Okay. And the reason I'm saying 2023, I know that it is 2024. I haven't lost track of time, but we're using the year 2023. This is the time stamp that we're launching Windows at. Paint by numbers is still a thing. Also, Rexrath, interesting that you have a streak there. Yes, True4, it really did happen. Now, you can, in fact, run paint by numbers in the background. It'll appear right here in that blank window. And I might even experiment because chat in Google is so lame and everyone's name is the same color, I may experiment with making black transparent, but it breaks things. Yeah, pretty much, Tony. That's the idea. Obviously, it's going to take me a little bit to recreate where we were at, but that's all right. So we have successfully recreated a previous state, and the thing that's really worth noting here is just pausing for a second and considering the insanity of getting Windows XP to be deterministic. So we've placed Windows XP Service Pack 3 inside of PCEM. We've put PCEM inside of libTAS, and now we're making a tool-assisted speedrun. And I can press a key. I can just go here and at any time press a key, loading state 3, and bam, we are back at an earlier state in Windows. That actually hurt. I hit my thumb. So we're TASing Windows XP. Now, I am not bored enough, and you are not, your attention span, no offense whatsoever to any viewers, your attention span is not high enough right now for me to TAS the installation of Windows XP with any kind of precision. Someone is going to do it. That someone is probably not me. Right now, the task time for Windows XP and all of the well, that's the wrong one. I actually do need this one. Tasking Windows XP and all of the drivers that get installed takes over an hour because the task is this slow, right? So it could be optimized, but someone else can go in and optimize that task. I'm not doing it. But we are going to play around in Windows XP now that it's installed. And the part that I just want to highlight here for any viewers that weren't at the previous streams, what we just did was started Windows XP from scratch, ran through a tool-assisted speedrun that pressed a couple of buttons in various different ways, and we directly and completely, perfectly recreated this exact same level in Minesweeper. Now I want to twiddle with it and try to create this one. And the reason is I want to add these 14 frames of blank input to get back to this state, and then we'll back it off by one frame. And the purpose of this is to help isolate how the amount of time we wait influences what Minesweeper does. After that, one thing that we might do is we might try a stupid trick, and I don't know if it's going to work, because I don't know if I can tell, I don't know how to tell Windows that you need to start again, but I'm going to try to suspend the machine, change the system clock underneath it, unsuspend the machine, and have it come back at a different time, and hopefully update the get tick count, because I think get tick count is what is being called for Minesweeper. In other words, it's not the time that I'm starting, but the not down to the second, but it's the amount of time that the system has been up. Okay, add 12 frames, but Toho, I added 12 frames and then I added a couple more. No, you're saying I added 12 frames at 7127. Okay, I see what you're saying, Toho. I plan to task Diablo, Jess. Jess Finesse, I plan to test Diablo. That is our goal. Our goal is to make a tool-assisted speedrun of Diablo. That's what I want to do. Also, I missed that Tim G4CH subscribed for 15 full months. Thank you so much, Tim. I didn't see that chat. I was looking at the other one. Hey, thanks, Jess Vanessa. It's not easy. Also, obviously there's a little bit of delay. I'm not necessarily going to catch every chat message right away, but I'll do my very best. Okay, so with that dialogue out of the way and with all of that stalling, let's find frame 7127. We are currently at frame 7098. So what we're going to do is put it in playback mode, load the save state, just out of safety. I don't think that's actually necessary with this emulator, but a lot of other emulators it would be. 7127. Okay, so we inserted them before here. Now, we're going to start by inserting 12 frames. But I know I did more than that. That's not 12 frames. That's definitely not. I can count. I can type, too. Okay, we've now added an additional 12 frames at frame 7127. Now, I assert that this will not be the correct method. Tony Morton, no, because Windows 7, at the very least, won't install on this hardware. I am nerd sniping myself briefly, but this is kind of important to talk about. We are only allowed to do a very specific configuration of machine. In order to allow other people to recreate this exact environment and get deterministic behavior, we all have to agree on exactly the system. So it's exactly this motherboard with exactly this GPU ROM, exactly this sound card ROM, and exactly this configuration. Specifically, it's a gigabyte motherboard with a Pentium 2 450 megahertz processor, 256 megs of RAM, which was actually pretty generous at the time. We are synchronized time to host clock. Yeah, I think that's correct. That should be. Let me double check that. I'm fairly certain that I did this. I actually don't know where that's set from. This might not be relevant anymore. I think that might have been an older. Not seeing that in here. I don't think that that is still needed. I could be wrong. Just double checking. But I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that checkbox is needed. So we're definitely synchronizing that. So anyway, we've got that. We've got this graphics card. We have this sound driver. And this specific combination would have to be used. I don't know if Vista would boot on a Pentium 2. If someone in chat happens to know if Vista could boot on a Pentium 2 450 megahertz system, I would like to know that. Okay, back to our test at hand, which I have delayed Toho so far. He probably wants to throw me out the window. Yeah, my guess is it probably needs SSE, which this processor does not have. Right? Well, the shenanigans to make this work is that this isn't a virtual machine, it's an emulator. Yeah, Winnis. Yeah, this code has been reverse engineered. But we still haven't been able to figure out if it's using get tick count or if it's using get systime. That part has been a little bit funky. We've looked through it, but I mean, if Winnis, if you can look at some of the resources that were linked in the Hangout channel and help us decipher that, that would be really helpful, actually. Longhorn Beta May, huh? I'm not doing that. No defenestration of Dwango, huh? I do tend to defenestrate Windows, which is also the ironic thing. All of this is happening. I'm messing around with Windows XP. I'm messing around with Windows XP in Linux Mint 21.3. I mean, I've literally shoved all of Linux, or all of Windows inside of Linux. I'm sure. Now, Bill Gates probably wouldn't have cared, but Steve Ballmer, Ballmer, yeah, he's livid. Like the fact that I'm doing this, I'm sure he was just totally livid that I have this happening. Okay, so what I expect to happen when we get to the right number of frames is it will launch on frame 7211. Now, I assert my hypothesis is that as I start stepping through this, we will not launch on 7211. We'll launch on a different frame. So 7211 is the frame we're looking for. I'm going to put this down here where we can see it. Oh, is this weird song? Yes, this is a very strange song. Okay, here we go. So let's see what frame we end up booting on. So here we open the run dialog with the Windows key plus R. Now there's a long delay here for other reasons. It's kind of hard to explain, but don't worry about it for now. So we're not starting on the first frame we could. Now, this should start on 7211. This will be the first frame where the whole thing is visible. 7211 is where it did it last time. And it did it on 7210. Now, this is what I expected. I'm going to go back up with F3. I'm tempted to spoil what this is now, but what about asynchronous video rendering? I'm unsure what you're referring to. Anyway, I want to recreate the exact steps that I did last time. So we did it 72 right here, 72, okay, right here. We're going to add an additional frame, just one. And I believe that it will still not launch on the same frame. I think that adding that one frame will make no difference whatsoever. But let's find out. I assert that it will still boot, the game will still launch on frame 7211. Let's go find out if I'm right. Here's 7210. Here's 7211. Called it. So, this matches up with my memory of what took place last time. Now, one more time, we're going to add just one frame, just one. And this time, I think we will launch. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what we get. There's 7210. There's 7211. And now we landed on 7212. Okay. All right. So I messed up. So we're just going to ignore all the mistakes I just made because I know all of the ones I just made and I don't really want to feel like enumerating them. So I'm deleting a frame. I'm deleting another frame. And now we're going to actually look at the boards. Now we're going to do the reveal. It's not exactly a gender reveal party. There will be no cannons or fires. But, you know, work with me here. Let's now see what each of those produces. So this is with 7210, I believe. Tony, we could, but we might not necessarily have that level of control. We have to live off the land. We have to do things that are inside of Windows XP alone. 7210. Okay, we fully launched on 7210. Let me turn this down just a touch. Okay, I'm going to switch to recording mode. We'll launch in here and see what image we get. Oh, come on. A field anywhere, any field. I don't care. Okay. Okay, I finally hit a bomb. Okay. Uh, 7210. Okay, so that's 7210. Now we're going to do 7211 to make sure that we get the same thing. Okay, let's do that. So, let me pay attention to chat for just a second. Truna4, you should totally do that. Also, Winnes, thank you very much for your help. Loving the music. Okay, so Toho, I should really pay attention to what you have said. This has a very interesting 007 theme to it. Oh, it is 007. Of course it is. I'm not surprised that PCEM is deterministic enough to do this in the sense that every last component is emulated. I am using Obsidian. I love me some Obsidian. So, Tony, a lot of it is related to that. Yeah, Dwango, hey, this song sounds like itself. Okay, yes, I deserved that. I definitely deserve that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is add a single frame right here. Just one. So we're going to say insert. Now we'll go forward, see what we get. Excuse me. Oh, I'm in record mode. That's not going to work so well. Okay, I've loaded the save state. I have taken it out of playback mode, and we're going to do that again. So see how this didn't get erased this time? That's showing that it's playing those inputs back rather than stomping over the top of them, which was obviously not exactly what I had in mind, but that's okay. I'm going to launch Minesweeper. So let's see what frame it actually starts on. Should be 70... What? 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 Excuse me? Hang on. What? Hang on. What? How'd that happen? I postulate that when I put it back in playback mode and loaded this up, it reset. Let's count. So 7104 to 7128. So I'm leaving this up just as a way to keep track of it. My postulation is that I probably should have done it a different way. I probably should have done it as 7103. But anyway, whatever. I postulate that when I loaded, it removed the extra frames I added. That's my postulation. So let's do this way. I'm going to load the state. I'm going to go in. And now I'm going to insert 12 frames. And that puts 7104 to... Okay. So instead of using the calculator, I'm just going to take this note. I'm just going to have to redo everything because my notes were not good enough. My methodology was not good enough. Turn that down. I'm not necessarily in the mood for anything with voice in it right now, so let's just skip this one for now. I do like Bollywood stuff, but not at the moment. We'll come back to that some other time. Launch Runbox on frame 7141. Oh, that's better. That's my mood I'm looking for. And because I am paranoid, oops. I'm going to retest this and make sure that I get the same outcome. There, we get everything on screen that way. Okay. So we launch. That's 7210, as we expected. Now, we should expect to see this exact pattern. So let's find out. I'm going to put it in recording mode, and we're going to go for it. This is safe. Yes, that looks like the same pattern. Let's click over here. Yes, that is the same pattern. There we go. Yes. Okay, so we have properly found 7210. Now, that has a typo. 7127, I believe, is the correct one. Okay. All right, so that's 12. So that adds 12 frames. That produces the same image. Now, here's where I messed up. I'm gonna hit F3. Well, first I'm gonna go to playback mode, which I didn't do last time, and that might have caused trouble. So now, in playback mode, I loaded, and we should expect it to still be launching the run on run box on 7141. And here it is. So what had happened is I accidentally blew my own file away, and I changed the number of blank frames in between. So we have to rerun this test, but that's okay. So now I'm going to add in 1 frame. So now it starts at 7142. 7142, adding 13 frames at frame 7127, doesn't particularly matter. With Minesweeper starting on frame 72 something. We're about to find out. Let's see what happens. And then I'll look at chat after this because I'm sure I'm missing messages. But I lost my train last time, and that went badly. Okay, there's the run dialog. There is launching Minesweeper, and let's see what frame we start on. $72.11. Okay, now let's see what we get. I'm going to put it in record mode. Okay, I didn't get the same picture, but let's see. Did I get this one? Yes, we've recreated it. Yes. Okay, and I had marked a flag there. Okay, all right. So we recreated this state, but I said 14. It was 13, not 14. We're going to add 14 and find out if I was actually telling the truth, and both 13 and 14 led to the same outcome. Nevertheless, this is the outcome I got, so I'm going to take a screenshot of it. And I'm doing a better, more thorough job of recording the possible variables here than I did at the end of the last stream. I was also pretty tired at the end of the last stream. Okay, I'm going to do what I promised, and I'm going to look at chat really quick. Fearless decoy? Yeah, the technology is always turning against us when I'm involved. So, Winnis says, get current time. Okay, thank you so much for confirming that. Toho and Winnis work together, if you could, on figuring things out. All right, let me see what I missed in Windows chat. I'm sorry, in YouTube chat. Tony, you're probably right. It'd be funny to see speedrunners do all that only to find that they'd rediscovered relativity and quantum physics. Okay. Dave Plummer did Pinball and Task Manager. Well, there is actually a run on Task Videos. Yes, I know I'm getting slightly distracted. Bear with me for a second. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to Posts. I'm going to go to Full Tilt Pinball. And this was Demon 1231. 12321. And he did do a tool-assisted speedrun of Pinball, which I would love to see happen, like for real. But I'm curious what Dave Plummer was up to. All right, so moving forward. Let's put this back down. All right, let's add another frame and see if 13 frames added and 14 frames added cause the same result. So we're going to make sure we're in playback mode before loading that save state, because that does appear to matter. Now, we are launching on 7142 right now. Now we're going to add one more. Insert. Now we're going to be launching on 7143. Why is Vimnode not enabled on this profile? It's driving me crazy. Anyway, that's fine. So launching on frame 7143 by adding 14 frames. at frame, blah, 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 with Minesweeper starting on. Let's see what Minesweeper starts on. It starts on frame 7143. Okay, all right, there's the run dialog. Excuse me, we've launched Minesweeper. 10, 11, 12, 72, 12. So, this is good. We're getting a 1-for-1 delay of when we launch and when it comes up. Okay. So I'm going to put it in record mode, and let's see what we get. I'm being super dangerous. Those are both danger. That's danger. That's danger. What am I going to do, like solve this? That's obviously 1. 3. Okay. This is getting dicey. Yeah, okay. I know how to play too well. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, it produced this board. So, it does appear to be based on the second that we started. Okay, does this image match anything we've had before? It does not look like it. As far as I can tell, this is a unique seed. Okay. So, Toho, by all means, feel free to hop in on what you would like me to try next. Honorius, it's good to see you. And hey, Jinbo, good to see you. How are you up this late? Isn't it ridiculously late at night there? No, I meant to type 14. You are correct. I had a typo. Thank you so much for noticing that typo, or I would have been really upset at myself later. That could have fixed. Just Vanessa caught it on the YouTube side as well. Thank you for that. Genbo. Ah, okay. You tweeted? Sorry. On X to Dave. Tony, I'm not sure I'm understanding. I refuse to use Twitter since the behavior of the main executive in charge has been so erratic. So until that changes, I will not be using Twitter or whatever he's named it to. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to touch that. But I say this with some amount of disappointment, by the way. Anyway, I do love my Tesla, but zeeted. There you go. It's been zeeted. Well, you know that if tweeted, what if it's past tense? Would it have been never mind. Anyway, is what were we all doing in the past before it was renamed? Anyway, I'm just gonna stop there. All right. So let's see what we're going to do next. I'm seeing some chatter in Discord. Oh, wow. Hey, Genbo, I can understand not knowing what time it is by just getting lost on a project. It is so easy to do that. Okay. So I think there's some value in doing just two more with this state. And what I want to see is that every second or every frame that goes by changes. And the reason I want to do that is this starts to show something interesting. It's not just what time it is. So I'll phrase it in a different way. A lot of games, especially something like Brain Age, who here remembers Brain Age? If you go back and watch Summer Games Done Quick Awesome Games Done Quick 2016. If you go back and watch AGDQ 2016, you'll see that we set the system time. We go in and we set the clock on the DS. Because the time that is set is what's used to seed the pseudo-random number generator that Brain Age uses to figure out what levels and what math questions to give you. And what we're seeing is we're adding one frame, just one frame, and it's consistently changing the level that we're at. Therefore, I don't think that it's just the number of seconds, the epoch time since the start of the operating system, or since, sorry, the epoch time is in what time it is, number of seconds since the epoch, that affects the RNG seeding. I think there's got to be something on top of that additionally that's happening. Ooh, I'm liking this song. Sometimes it is just seconds. Sometimes it is. Diablo, just seconds. Just seconds. We're going to maybe get into that in a little bit. Agenbo, no, I have no idea what you're talking about, Agenbo. What do you mean by a real overlay so that you can follow chat? Real overlay. Agenbo, can you be a little more clear on what you mean? Something I see but viewers do not? Oh, yeah, okay, well... I kind of know what you mean. I mean, I'm on Discord, if that's what you're asking. But I don't actually understand... some last week. I'm sorry, Agenbo. I need you to rephrase the question. I don't understand what you're asking for. Oh, how do I monitor? How do I personally monitor Twitch chat? I have a couple of things going on. I have an IRC window for one thing. In fact, I can even pull it up here. How do I see what right now it's on a window on a different monitor. So I have multiple computers as always. I have the system that's running this, which is actually my laptop, and then on the other side I have a stream system that I have the chat window up on. But it's just Twitch, and then below that is Discord. Okay, let me see. Agenbo, I cannot help you with that. But yeah, Agenbo, I use Twitch chat through IRC all the time. I'll do it off screen here really quick, but just open it up. This is a very strange song, and I don't know if I like it. Oops. I accidentally did something bad. Okay, so this is the other way that I often will do my chat view. It's not uncommon for me to have this view. I can bring it up on this screen here. So here's the dwangoAC channel. This is showing Twitch and dwangoAC. So this is often times how I will do it. I just have it on a different screen. Okay, so I've missed a lot of chat. Yes, we definitely fixed that. Trina4, we absolutely fixed that. Okay, let me go look at what was going on YouTube chat, because I'm managing multiple windows, and I will get better at this, by the way. This is only my third stream simulcasting to both YouTube and Twitch, and there's a lot of things that's harder. Okay, Toho, the frame rate that this is running at is 100 frames per second. You can see that set here in this window here on the edge. Just pull it in a little bit. You see that we are at a current frame rate of 100 frames per second. Let me see what else I missed. One second while I read another thing. I'm doing my very best to juggle some priorities. Okay, so let's see. Okay, you said. So I don't know if we can get milliseconds. Hey, Stidwack. Thank you so much for your patience in getting back to your comment. I'm so glad that you're here on the stream. You just used RNG in your programs? I could possibly hide the user messages, but I'm already giving YouTube a larger section. Okay. Oh, come back here. All right. Possibly bad idea. Create a bot for each chat that copies posts from the other one. Nope. YouTube and Twitch cannot be in the same pane, apparently. You have to have some separation. They can't be intermingled chats. RandU in your programs is kind of an interesting way of doing it. Okay. I'm going to just hide this because I don't need it. But yeah, that's how I look at Twitch chat a lot. And sometimes I have that on the other screen too. Let's get back to a couple of tests here. I want to do just a couple more, not many, but just a couple of more. So let's make sure we're in playback mode. We're going to load. Go to 72, I don't know, 7127 or so. Excuse me, it doesn't actually matter. It just has to be before here. Really, since we're just adding blank frames, it doesn't particularly matter where it's at. It just has to be between 7103, where we clicked last, and here, because it's just going to add in an extra blank frame. So this is going to insert just one frame. Now we are at... oh, I forgot to update this. 743. 1, 2, 3. This will be 4. Yeah, 744. Yep, that's 44. And we've added 15 frames. And let's see if we launch on 7212 or something else. Because it is always possible that other things that are running will cause it to start at a different time. That is not a foregone conclusion. Okay, that started on 7213. Okay. And let's go back to recording mode, free run, and see what kind of board we get. And oh, that's an interesting one. Okay. I like this one already. Okay, we got a mine. All right. I love that I can do all of these things so quickly in Linux. Just a single keystroke and bam, I've got an image. Okay. Maybe just do one more. Just one more. I don't think I'm going to do more than that because I don't know as if we would gain additional insight, but I do want to see if any of these sampling like this, if we ever run into a situation where it skips more than one frame to start. So we're going to add one more frame, insert. This is going to adjust our start time. 74, 745. Let's do this as 16. And let's see what frame it launches on. Probably 14, but you won't know until we try it. Yep, there's 14. All right, let's see what board we get. And free run. Okay, there we go. Sometimes when you're deliberately trying to find a mine, it's harder than it looks. Okay, that's intolerable. I have to click on the. There we go. There we go. My screenshots were going to be uneven. This one wasn't going to have a highlighted window, and I want those sweet saturated blues on that window. Got to get that chiclet interface from Windows XP right. All right. All right, what are we listening to? That's interesting stuff. Hey, Gibbous. Gibbous Wearing Man. That's an interesting name. Terms thing. Let me reread what has been said. Yeah, it is definitely a terms thing. The bloody screen, it's not about the tools, it's about chat. It's about Twitch's policies, unfortunately. You can do it with if you're an affiliate, but I'm a partner and I would get deplatformed. So, we're definitely getting some different results here. Okay. Now, we've got a slight pattern that's somewhat the same. See how we've got dit, but it's not exactly the same. All right. So what we've basically shown here is that we are only advancing one frame at a time, but we're getting a different result. And it'd be interesting to see what things we could do in addition to just waiting a frame to start the game that might affect where these mines land. Because we would ideally like to see very interesting board layouts, ones where we can click once and it just magically works. I'd love to get a one-click solve on all 3 of the difficulty levels. 16 instead of 17. Oh, I did it again. Gosh, what is up with me and typing wrong? Thank you. Toho, I would be lost without your guidance and your stability. All right, so with that out of the way, let me see what I can do next. So what we've just proven is that it's not just time alone, because we're still at 2023 11:14, which was the same time that we had all the way at the top here, 2023 11:14. So a full second has not yet elapsed, which makes sense because we're running at a whole 100 frames per second. So we're at 100th of a second and we're advancing, and each time we're getting a different board. So this tells us that it's not just the second. Now, from talking with the folks on the Discord side, it's pretty obvious that from everything that everyone's kind of managed to suss out, it is using RAND. Now, the question I have is, what else might we be able to do to tinker with this? And how would what approach would we take if we wanted to have a one-click solve on Minesweeper in all 3 of the game levels? And I'm just going to quickly run through here. This version has beginner, intermediate, and expert. And you can also do custom, but that gets really silly. And some of these experts were really, really nasty. But there were one-solve intermediates for sure. There were one-click solve intermediates. There is theoretically a possibility for a one-solve pattern, a possible pattern for even expert, if you got really lucky and all of the mines did exactly what they were supposed to do. So now the question is, how do we go about that? I'm not sure what we're going to be able to pull off there. And I don't know how much of that we're going to solve on this stream. Ooh, that came in a little hot. Have we confirmed that the layout is generated on startup and not first input? Yes, we have. So we're positive about that. Wait. Forced one-click Minesweeper in a Diablo run would be sick. Okay, I'm not entirely sure I've understood that comment. Add an Eldana. Since messing with Minesweeper just for try the mine detector cheat. Yes, XYZZY and the single pixel in the upper corner. I could do that, and I thought of it as a potential way to... Oh, I'm liking this background music. I thought of it as a way to potentially influence RNG, but it doesn't seem like that would make any difference whatsoever. In our case, we care specifically about influencing what happens prior to launching the first time, because that's where we're going to get the most randomness because of how it recycles boards with the linear the linear way that it's reusing random numbers, you will always end up with the same board sequence, especially on, I believe, beginner. It is a known challenge. Yeah, there's a cheat. Oh, yeah, well, let's play with it. All right. So this is going to be a bit of a pain because my mouse cursor is not aligned. We're going to go to desktop and say desktop is black. Blacker than black. None. Apply. Please wait while we change your background. Man, this is all of the things about Windows XP I forgot. Okay, we now have a black background. Now, let's see. Where do I have to go to help, right? So it's help about, I think. Okay, XYZZY%, I think. I think I got that right? I'm not seeing it. I think I did it wrong. All right, let's double check that cheat code because I've forgotten what it is. Let's see if I can find this right quick. Okay, Windows 8 version. Okay, works on Windows Server 1 and XP. Okay. Okay. It was removed from Windows 9X line, but it was reintroduced in 2000. Okay, that's interesting. XYZZY holding shift for 10 seconds. Oh. Okay, all right. So XYZZY holding shift for 10 seconds. Let's do that. Okay, so I've got the board has focus. XYZZY hold shift for 10 seconds. There it is. Do you guys see it? It's a single pixel on screen. It's a tiny little white pixel on screen. These can't all be mines. They can't all be mines. Do I have to hold shift when I'm doing it? I see the white pixel, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it do what I expect. Does it only do it after the first click, maybe? How about if I hold shift? Okay. Oh, you have to hold shift down. Okay. So while holding shift, the button disappears. So, all right. Right there.
Press start to play.
Ha! Okay. That's cool. So there's the cheat. I don't know if you guys can see this on screen. So if I hold shift, I can see if there's a dot, it is safe. And it only works if I'm holding the shift button down at the time. Anyway, that is fascinating. Okay. All right, well, that got weird. What are we listening to? I would love to do something for SGDQ. Do you have an idea of what you would like to see us do at SGDQ? If so, please stop by discord.gg/TASBot. Let us know what your idea is, and we will potentially implement it. We'll add it to the events board if nothing else. Assuming it's a decent idea that passes muster. Hey, Graph0601. We are making a tool-assisted speedrun of NetHack. I'm sorry, not NetHack. I would love to be doing NetHack again. We're also listening to a very strange Mario song, and I'm going to skip it. It's a Me needs to go away. I do like some funk, but I'm scheming over here. Okay, we have put Windows XP, the whole thing, inside of a tool-assisted speedrun framework. So the moment I load the save state, it will go back to bliss. There we go. We're right back to where we started. Except I wanted to be in playback mode, but I probably just blew away my tests, but that's fine. I think we might have gotten all the goodie out of what we were going to do anyway. So what's going on here? Insanity. Hey, Genbo, you can write me in either location. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to pay attention very well to either one of them. Anyway, Nozu, yes, there is a cheat, and it worked. Suggest nanotime doesn't work properly on XP and XP SP2 and below. We are on XP Service Pack 3. Do I wait to skip through the RNG values? Yes, by waiting for time to pass. But what I can't quite prove out is if it... Yeah, I don't know if it's the time to pass and the time that we start or something else. So it's kind of bizarre. But yeah, hey, Genbo, you're welcome to watch on YouTube if you like. You made a scanner for finding some of the seeds that Grobo used in the Stitch segment Diablo run. Should find it in a day or so. Okay, sweet. Good to know. Yeah, that single pixel probably isn't making it through in compression, but I definitely saw it. So I'm not sure of a clever way to search for one-click solves, but it seems like a math problem that's worth doing. Like, there are some problems that's not worth tackling. Does the system clock affect RNG? The answer is yes. How it affects RNG, that's a different question. I'm going to switch back over to YouTube chat. What have I missed over there? So, Donna, I have tried the mine detector cheat. That was entertaining. Yes, it moves the... So, Roboman, if your first spot lands on a mine, it will move over. It will move the mine out of the way and move it to the upper left corner. Yep. Yeah, and it is very, very tiny in the upper left corner. It's literally a pixel. Toho, I don't understand what you mean. We can't change the frame rate. The frame rate must be 100. Oh, okay, Genova, you are also on YouTube. Fun. So, yeah, Toho, this is locked at 100 frames. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't other things that wouldn't affect it. No, actually, Gibbous, what we'll do is we will start the system at the right time. Or, if necessary, we will peek into the get tech count, and in fact, we could probably find a way to locate that. Maybe it's time to try to locate that. So, there's something that I haven't busted out yet that I've been meaning to, but haven't yet, which is RAM watch. And RAM search. And this is not going to be easy. But I would have to find the location in memory where get tick count is stored. That's going to be really, really awkward. Unless there's a way for us to manually overwrite it and then locate that memory location. But Yoshi Rules might actually have much better knowledge of how this works than I do. I could pre-generate the list of one-click solves and then look for only those, but being able to move a mine by choosing that space first complicates things. Yeah, that is true. No, this TAS does not install Windows XP. This TAS installs Windows XP. This one right here. This one literally goes through the process of installing Windows XP. All of the horribleness you might expect. All these. It's literally a tool-assisted speedrun that installs Windows XP. Complete with... Okay, you can find all of this if you go to tasvideos.org. You can go to the PCEM page. I'm just going to link it here. There is a link from that configurations page. Windows XP installation movie right here. Specifically this link right here. But yeah, this is made by Fios, and yeah, it's literally just an install movie. It's not a perfectly fast one. You can see the mouse movements are nice and slow. The whole installation takes over an hour. This could be made to go faster, but I'm not doing that on stream. Somebody else is more than willing, who wants to take the time to do it to make the fastest installation of Windows XP on this specific reference hardware. Please feel free to do so. I would love to see that happen. But this is more like a LOTAD. So we're going to pause that. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other messages in the YouTube chat side. Calling all Windows kernel developers. Yeah, there's a few of those around. Your speedrun community is expanding with a meta where you run your game in Windows XP. Okay. Oh, when you say it's crazy to see this recommended to me, what do you mean by that? So BGC 592, when you say this recommended to me, you mean YouTube recommended this live stream to you? If so, that's hilarious, and I want to know more. This is only my 3rd time ever streaming on YouTube itself. So there's a... Wow! Okay. So, BGC 592, have you ever seen anything I've ever done before with TASBot? Are you familiar with TASBot at all? Oh, really, Kara? Cargo? That's amazing. I'm getting new viewers. Imagine that. Have either of you ever seen anything that TASBot has ever done before? Okay. So you've seen GDQ before. Right, Toho? Of course, you're Terrace. Yeah, you helped make it happen then. All right, that explains a few things. Anyway. All right. So the YouTube at least knows that you have seen my content in some capacity before. I'm going to be very interested, and feel free, anyone on the YouTube side who's watching, do speak up. I don't know how many folks are actually watching. Probably like 12. 23. Okay, alrighty. That's not so bad. I'll take it. If there's anybody watching and willing to hop into the comments, if you happen to be here for the first time and you've never seen a stream before, then let me know. Oh, I showed up in your home screen. So Baver, have you ever seen anything from TASBot before? Oh, right. By the way, on the Twitch side, yes, I agree. I think it is valid to just tear everything out on the board generation and do that. What we have proven in this stream, though, is that it's not just the number of seconds that's passed, because we had all of these different board results within the same second. They're all within this 2023 14, whatever it is, 14, whatever 14. It's all within the same second. Oh, Katana Steel, glad that you saw that. Why, AutoMod, why are you blocking Gibbous? Gibbous is not doing anything wrong. Let Gibbous through. Okay, there we go. Oh, Chicken Scratch. Yeah, YouTube recommended it to you because you're a Minesweeper addict. Interesting. That's funny. So, Chicken Scratch, you got here because of Minesweeper. I never would have expected that. Like, nobody plays Minesweeper, I thought. Turns out that people play Minesweeper. I mean, I'm playing it wrong. I'm playing it very wrong. Now, there is one other thing that we can do right now today that is actually a lot of fun. And that is just do a quick run-through of any random unset seed. Nothing particular. Just clear it. Now, one thing I am curious about. Is there only one way to solve Minesweeper? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start Minesweeper in playback mode. So we're going to hit F3, load that state. I want to run through here, get to this point. Okay. Sure. I'm going to put it in record mode. I don't really care. This is just a test. Is the only way to solve... I already have the solution for this board. Okay. Let me move this over here. Is the solution... Oh, I have half the solution for this board. I guess I didn't actually save it. I did here, maybe? I know I saved this. Again. So, let's see. There's this. I could have sworn I saved this design again. I suppose I could just use, tool-assisted speedrun techniques. Okay. So, I think it's this board here. Where'd my mouse pointer go? Oh, it's not running. Oh, right. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think it's this board here. So, I think you have to... Oh, no, it's a totally different board. Okay. All right, let me just quickly grab a screenshot of that. Whoops. I got my mouse pointers mixed up. We're just going to do that again. I got the two different mouse pointers a little bit confused. It's okay. It's okay. Let me just do that again. Because there's the Windows one, and then there's my OS one. And it's... okay. All right. I did something very strange where both of them are selecting at the same time. So there was Linux on the outside and Windows on the inside that were both selecting the desktop. Okay. So here's my mine layout. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put it in playback mode. And stop. Okay. I'm going to put it in playback mode. Load. Playback. Get the board launched. Now I have a map of where all the mines are going to be, right? So this is kind of lame, but work with me here. There's a reason for this. Let's restart that. All right. So we've got this whole field up here. So we already know about that. This is safe. This is safe. Here. There's a mine here. That's all safe. Oh, why did it change it from a flag to that? I guess because I cleared out everything around it. Oh, no, I accidentally hit... Okay, that's what it was. I accidentally landed on this. What's going on there? This doesn't look the same. It says 2. Did it not reveal that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why did this... Why was that not where I expected it to be? What have I done differently? So... I flagged an empty square. Oh, I flagged an empty square. Oh, okay. Okay, I misread it. All right, that's what happened. I flagged an empty square. I'm bad at Minesweeper. I'm bad at Minesweeper. This is okay. This is okay. We can fix this. That was a little bit of a messy... Okay, F3. Let's load the state. We're going to rerun in playback mode. Okay, I'm going to read chat right quick. Technical difficulties overdrive. Okay, thank you, Toho. You actually know the game. That kind of helps. Yoshi Rules, we also know the algorithm that places the mines, so we could just do it that way. There's that path of figuring out exactly what's going on. Adds another layer. Yoshi Rules, sorry you're on a phone keyboard. I won't expect you to type too much. All right, let me do that again now that I'm being silly. Yeah, I just goofed. Okay. So we're now in recording mode, and we're going to do this properly this time. So I'm going to look a little more carefully. Look where I click. We know that these 3 are safe. Hang on. Click, click, click. Oh, dang it. I misclicked. Ah! Okay. All right, let's do that again. Maybe I should make a save state right here. I'm in record mode. It won't hurt if I do. I'm making a save state in slot 4. Saving state 4. Okay, now I won't have to back up as much every time I screw up. This one's safe. This one's not. All right. This one, and this one's also not. And this is safe. Here. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so I should be able to click here. And 1, 2, I can click here. By the way, Windows XP is still booting. And so you see an hourglass happening there. There's still stuff happening on the system that could be potentially interfering with what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to click over here. That should be safe. That makes it so much easier. Then there is a bomb here, but I don't actually have to mark all these. I just have to clear out all the dead space. Here is safe. This is a bomb. I can see that anyway. Here is safe, and here is safe. This is a bomb. This is a bomb. And I think this is my second to last click. I need here. 1, 2, right here. And then I have one more square that I have to mark, which I think is this. Okay. Nope, this. I have to get this. Right there. You have the fastest time for beginner level. I am not at all happy with that. Okay. So, now that I have that, I'm going to make a new screenshot. Well, it's stopped so that it's not constantly doing both at the same time because that was ridiculous. It was kind of entertaining, but it wasn't helpful. So there's that. Now. Okay. So that's the full solve. That's the full solve with all of the flags in. Okay. LOTAD complete. Sort of. I guess it technically was a LOTAD. Now, just for the sake of hilarity, yeah, I know I typed it wrong. We'll fix that. That was just a trial run. I had a typo. So we're gonna do F3, and now we're going to do the same thing, and this will also confirm for certain the statement earlier that the frame that you click for the first time does not make anything different. So time to make it much faster. Now the question is, what is the fastest way to click? What is the fastest way to click? And I say that, and I don't mean that ironically either. Here, I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm gonna. Oh, hang on. F3, and then make sure it's in playback mode. Okay. So let's run this forward. It doesn't matter what frame. We don't have to be on the first frame. Let's talk about mouse movement. This is a total pain. My input options are a little messy. So if I put on mouse relative mode, it's going to make it relative to, I think, where it last was. So if I go in here and I manually enter these values and say that I want it at, oh, I don't know. Let's see. If it's in record mode, which I'm going to put it in now, if this location that you see here, these negative values, these positive values, these are relative to, I think, the middle of the screen. Here is 0, 50, 40, 30, 20. It's really tiny print, and it's in the lower left corner. It's kind of hard to see. So that's 0. That's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I'm having to move 1 pixel at a time. So at 0, 0, it actually disappears. Okay, so this is the exact dead center of the screen. So this is relative to the center of the screen. If I want to arrive at the dead center of this box, I need to be at negative 298, negative 111. So 298, 111. Let's see what happens if I just type that in. Negative 298, 111. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go. Let's see if it actually desyncs everything. 4. Okay. So let's load F3. I need to make sure I'm in playback mode, and let's go forward in time until the first frame, because this time we do kind of want to be a little more exact. So at this point, we're still at 0, 0. Oops, I went too far. Gotta load it again. I went right by it. Totally hit the wrong button. Here we go. Okay, first frame that loads. Okay, so this is the first frame that we can interact. However, I might need to pre-move the mouse into place. However, moving the mouse might cause a desync. Now, this is going to be a fascinating test. We know that this is what the board is supposed to look like, right? We managed to, now because we've nuked all of the extra frames we've added. This is with frame 7199, right? So we've got this pattern up here with 7199. None of these patterns match because they were from a later time. Okay, yeah. So we're going to focus on this one. So this is launching on 7199. This is earlier than the other ones. And what I want to do is I want to start pre-moving before frame 7199. I want to start pre-moving the mouse to this location. So let's see. Starting with let's double check the wording on this. I believe it is just relative mouse relative mode. All right, let's see what the position is. So I'm going to briefly go to recording mode. And now with the input in mouse relative mode, here is 0, 0, right here. 1, 0, 0, 0, blah. Now we need to go to negative. If we want to be dead center in that box, right about there, it would be negative 299, negative 111. I think. Now, 299, 111. Negative 299, 111. Was that negative 111 or positive? I think. No, negative. Negative 111. Okay. Negative 111. Okay. Checking chat really quick. So we are able to inject a specific time for Minesweeper based on when Windows starts. We can adjust that externally. Basically feeds into the BIOS, feeds into when the game starts. That's easy enough to do. Yeah, right? What does clicking mean anyway? Is it a button press? Is it a half A press? Any Super Mario 64 fans out there? I know what I'm talking about. Okay, double-clicking a 1 surrounded by fog of war except for one flag is the most efficient way. So going to the upper left corner is probably not what I really want. I probably want to be at, since we know that this is our solve puzzle, right here. Double-clicking a 1. Okay, so right here. Now, but double-clicking a 1 or double-clicking a... Does it have to be a 1, or is an empty space okay? I guess it's really just mouse movement, but it depends on how long it takes us to move the mouse, which we haven't figured out yet. I don't know how quickly I can move the mouse. So we're going to find that out here fairly quickly. But for the sake of argument, since we know that we will... Okay, looking at this board, what I'm trying to say is we know that we will only have to go to the right or down from this position. So it's safe to have our starting mouse position actually be this box right here, which is 1, 2, 3 over. So if I go 1, 2, 3 over, this is actually at mouse position negative 268, negative 110. Let's just use that. Negative 268. I guess I could make them even. 260. It doesn't really matter exactly. 269. You know, that's kind of nice. I like that one. I'm not going to endeavor to be perfect here, but okay, 266, 110. I need to rewrite that. That is bad English. Okay. Okay, so let's now start some experiments. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything in chat. Also, this is really good music. MSN chat had a sweet multiplayer Minesweeper? I didn't know that, Agenbo. Does anything in Windows care about mouse down versus mouse up? Well, I don't know, dwangoAC. That's a good question. It certainly cares about whether you're holding the mouse button down. Certainly you can't draw a box on the desktop if you're not holding the mouse down. Does XP not have a digitizer? Well, this one maybe did, but the hardware doesn't exist. It's all mouse movement. Yeah, it's not in the base image, which is really unfortunate. Okay, yeah. Grid A1, 2, let's see, A. One, well, what would be A and A through F across the top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down the left. Which method is it usually referred to as? Numbers across the top or numbers on the vertical axis? Anyway, back over to YouTube chat, which I have completely ignored. Can I buffer clicks? Not really. It's literally using interrupts. So Toho answered that question correctly. Points and click for getting chords would be really good. Yeah. I could move the flash player icon to that location. Yeah, I could. but the mouse movement would cause a delay. Pretty sure it supports absolute mouse movement, huh? Okay, so I want to do this test because I think it's going to be very interesting and informative. We have tested not moving the mouse, not doing anything, just starting up and letting this at a specific frame, and then letting it run through and create a board. Now, I'm going to introduce a new variable. I'm going to move the mouse. After I launch Minesweeper, but before Minesweeper actually manages to load. And I assert that will cause it to desync. I think we will get a different board layout than what we see here. But what I really am interested in is if it's just a slightly different layout or a completely different layout. So let's find out what happens. How is it already 7:30 p.m. Pacific time? Okay, Excel rules says letters on top. All right, so if it's worth documenting, it's worth over-documenting. Okay. All right, let's now test. So what we now need to do is load into playback mode. I think I'm already in playback mode. Okay, I think. Let me go find out. Nope, I'm in recording mode. Go figure. All right, so let's advance forward until that frame. And then we're going to make a new save state there. And I'll wipe out the save state I already had. So here's where we open the run box. And it takes a little while to get... Oops, I went too far. Darn it. But I can click here. And I always forget that I can do this. I click here and it will rerun to that point. So I'm not going to change when it launches this box. I could... Maybe I should, actually, but I don't want to right now because we already know exactly what level we're supposed to have. So this is the frame after we launch Minesweeper. So right here at this location, I am going to create a save state in slot 4. So we're saving slot 4. Now I need to start changing the mouse positions. We read off that we need to be at -266, -110. So we're going to type that value in. -266, -110. I'm going to call it 110 for this as well, just for consistency. Now I'm going to take this, copy, and paste. And I can take this whole section all the way down to the bottom of the movie and paste it. So now it will just move to that location and keep it there for the whole time. So what I want to do now is frame advance and see if we get the same board. So see where it located the mouse? It's now 7198, and the window looks different. than it did on the last execution, it seems to me. 7199, we now are on the same frame, and it did launch the board, but we've moved the mouse. Now, we haven't moved it much, but we did move the mouse. Now, I'm going to create a save state here, a save state 5, because I might want to come back to this position. Okay, checking chat really quick. Okay, you said it won't advance. It'll either expect or it won't, and you expect the latter. Why do you expect the latter, Yoshi Rules? Are the precise rules, Llama? I guess that's how you prefer to be named. Are they listed? Yes, sort of. There is still some opportunity for interpretation. I'm going to make a case that we might not necessarily always want to start the game right away after Windows launch. That we might want to break with precedent and allow Windows to run to a certain point during a validation movie or a verification movie. In other words, let's say we're installing Diablo. The Diablo movie itself would install Diablo, restart, and then, after restarting Windows, it would wait until everything is done moving on the desktop, and then pause. So you would run the validation movie, or the verification movie, to get Diablo installed and to get it to a point where Windows was idle enough. Then we would run the actual TAS. It means that it's separating out the operating system boot time from the game time, and there is some nuance there, but I assert that it might be a better path than what we are currently doing. But only testing will tell, and judges will probably have very different perspectives on that. And what might happen is a combination of the two. For the sake of viewership, the verification movie plays, stops, then the encode starts when the actual TAS starts, but the startup time is added as well. I don't like that because I think the startup time is... It's kind of messy. It's really, really messy. And that is correct. Yoshi Rules is correct. At 10 mils, it is 10 milliseconds. The virtual display is locked to 100 hertz. All right, let's do this test. Hey, Shalaf. Shalafi 4? Shalafi. I know your name. I've seen you before. We've worked together. I think we worked on a project together. Assuming you're the same Shalafi I remember. Might involve a little bit of blowing things up or lighting things on fire. If you're the same person I'm thinking of. Okay, yep, that's Shalafi. Okay. The colored sparks are still going to happen. That will be a thing, just maybe not right now. I want flamin' sparkin'. As video game is concerned, an operating system is constantly shifting bed of processing load. Yes, however, we're currently here. Let me just prove out this point. I can do this because I can easily roll back to this state. I'm going to move it into recording mode, and we're just going to start the operating system here. Where's my... Oh, I see the problem. Hang on. Playback mode. Load state 4. I don't actually want relative mode right now because I'm actively using the mouse, so I want to be able to move the mouse around. All right, so I'm in playback mode still. Let's just do that again. F4. Okay, now I'm going to put it in recording mode. And Task Manager. So first of all, Task Manager will take a while to load. Processes. Oh, come on. Performance. There we go. Ah! This is so frustrating. Okay. So Windows is not completely done loading. It's most of the way there, but we obviously don't want Task Manager running all the time. How much does moving the mouse actually cause CPU? Okay. All right, so hang on. That isn't from CPU load. That is from, if I sort by CPU load, something was running. Okay, I need to rerun that because I need to understand what happened. I need to do that a little bit quicker. Let's load. I'm in record mode. Task manager. Performance. Okay, so performance is going to continue to behave in the background. So we have system idle. Now let's see what tasks start. Task manager. Then we got some system time. No more system time. System's coming up again. A couple of seconds in, it looked like, yeah, right there. What's running? WACOLT is running. CSRSS was running. Bunch of other processes. So basically what I'm getting at is we launched Minesweeper, and then all this other activity happened. And all that activity is going to interfere. Right? I want Windows... I know that Windows is never going to be perfectly done doing stuff. And in the TAS, all of the things that will happen in the future will still happen. But it would be better if we got to this point and then we started doing the TAS. Because if I don't finish Minesweeper before this spike happens, when this happens, it's going to make it a little bit more weird, right? So, all right, I'm going to put this back in playback mode. Load this. Let me double check chat. Windows XP's scheduling is a little bit unknown to me. Ooh, Shalafi, thank you so much for offering up your private machine shop and your mediocre of free time, because I want to see Bernie in fascinating colors. It will work, Llama. You can set PCEM to 1000 FPS, but you won't get the results you're expecting. And the machine configurations require us to be at 100. So, all right, let me double check the chat over here in the YouTube side. My level of progress is slow. Yeah, that frame that was in the middle of Minesweeper rendering on the board, yeah, that was definitely interesting. We are a 450 megahertz CPU with no graphics acceleration. Well, technically, there's graphics acceleration, just not a compositing window manager. Technically. We do have a 3DFX Voodoo 3000 in here. Spool serve, gonna do some printing. Yeah. Let's print, baby. Print, baby, print. Okay. So my values got wiped out because I was careless, and that's all right. We're just gonna put those back in really quick. Now I know I've been all over the place. I'm gonna close that for now. I know I've been all over the place, but we are gonna do -266, -110. -266, -110. Excuse me. Control C, we're going to select all these frames from here till the end of time. Sure. Let's just go all the way out. Might as well. Might as well go all the way out. Don't care. Oops. Did not mean to do that. And we are going to paste that in. So all of those now have the same value. So the mouse will just never move. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to go forward in time. What did I do here? Am I in recording mode? No, I'm in playback mode. Okay. But where am I at? What frame am I at? I am at... There I am. There we are. Okay. 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 Right here. Now I'm going to make a new save state. So we made state 5. We can see that the mouse cursor is mostly in the right place. Oh, I know what went wrong. Hang on. Hang on. Relative mode. Okay, we want that. Let's rerun that. Okay, I think I just clicked on something I didn't mean to, but that's all right. Okay, let's load that again. So that's going to be F3. Oh, sorry, state... No, maybe... Yeah, state 3. Okay, I've got to do that again because I made a mistake. So we're still in playback mode. So we're going to move the mouse to -266, -110, and we are in relative mode. So it did relative from frame 0. Man, it's still a little off, though. I guess my mouse pointer and where it showed up is a little different. Hey, Trenton GL. Glad to see you here. Trenton GL with a rate of 11. Thank you so much for stopping by. I much appreciate it. Hey, Jinbo, yeah, it had 2D acceleration, right? That's something. Okay, so something weird. I'm going to turn on recording mode, and I have relative mode on. I had isolated it as here, as saying it needed to be -260. Let's see, -266. So I put -266, -110 in here. The 110 part seems more or less right, but the vertical axis seems a little off. So where I see is -266, it thinks is a little bit over. I'm not entirely sure why. A little FF2 shenanigans, huh? Right. Well, Trenton, this is going to be kind of an interesting one. Let's see what happens. So I'm a little bit puzzled why it's a few frames off. It's not the end of the world, but it's weird. It's weird, and it's going to make this a little bit harder to figure out. So I don't know if that's... we've already turned off mouse acceleration, so it shouldn't be that, but let's just poke around a little bit. So we know that -266 isn't quite right. I'm going to try to do it in 2 stages instead. I have a theory. Let's go to playback mode. We're going to load F3. And here's my theory. Instead of doing the jump all at once, I'm going to graduate it. So instead of going directly to 266, I'm just going to say negative, I don't know. Let's do 50 at a time. -50, -100, -150, -200, -250, -266. Now we'll do the same thing over here in this column. So -50, -7. Let's just -100. Just make it take less time. Yeah, sure. You know what? I am going to still graduate it a little bit more. I'm going to do the same number of graduating steps and see if it affects 70, 80. I'm doing different tests on different axes, but that's okay. 90, 110. No, -100. Okay, so I haven't actually changed that much. We're still going to end up at -266. I can't talk today. -266 and -100, but we're just doing it a little bit more gradually. So let's go forward and see what happens. So first of all, as I go through that, I want to see where the mouse pointer ends up. Get to here, run through all this. I really should put a save state right here. Let's do that. Let's do right here. So Control Shift. Let's put it in 6. So we save that in slot 6. Okay. All right, let's continue forward. Where did the mouse pointer end up? Nowhere. Now it's jumped somewhere I can't see. I literally do not, in this frame, I don't see the mouse rendered. Okay, there it's rendered. Not rendered. Rendered. Not rendered. Rendered. Okay. So now it says we're at -266, -110. At 71.99, okay, there's our answer. There's our answer. We ended up where I expected, which was right here. But we couldn't do it in one jump. We had to graduate it. In other words, the mouse was incapable of accelerating directly to that position in that short of time. It couldn't do it. We exceeded the mouse acceleration, basically. So, Karga, you were correct in your theory that there is, in fact, a limit to how far the mouse can move in one mouse event. Oh, Toho says it's because of the interrupts within the driver. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm liking the remixes, by the way. Final Fantasy VIII Overworld remix, I guess? So, SoulCal, it's more like it's basing it on 00 as the center of Windows XP. So, okay, now that we have this, it's time to make yet another save state. We'll do it in 7. Why not? I've got so many save states. Save states for days. Bacon for days. There we go. Sorry, I got my headphone cable wound around my chair. Childhood Experience XP doesn't like it when you move the mouse really fast like that. Yeah, you're right. What's interesting is this is my childhood too, and there are so many aspects of this that are just weird. Okay, so unfortunately we have our mouse button click all the way over here, but that's okay. That's fine. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. But I don't think there's currently a feature that allows you to reorder these columns. Okay. So now on frame 7200, I'm going to try to click. So we're going to click and then let go on only one frame. We're just one frame. So let's go back over here. Let's expand this out so that I can see all of the buttons. There we go. All right. So I now have a save slot in slot 5, and let's see what happens. Okay, the mouse depressed on 7201, 7202, the face goes to an alarm. 7203, we see a 1. And 7204, it's already counted 1 second. That's cruel. It's already counted 1 second. That's really mean. Okay. I should be able to drag the columns around. Let's see. Oh, maybe I can. Okay, yeah, I can just drag them. I thought I tried that and it didn't work. Okay. Yeah, that works better. Okay, so now we're in the interactive click mood. So I clicked back up to here, and that reloaded the save state. Now, that only cleared just this one section, right? It didn't clear anything but that one. So where I really want to be, I want to clear wide areas as much as I possibly can. Clicking on the one didn't clear the whole field. I suppose from a time perspective, I just need to click around the mine completely, I guess. Maybe? Do I need to expose all of the empty areas? Someone with way more Minesweeper knowledge than me. We clicked on a 1 because that seemed to be the suggestion, but that didn't open up the field. So I'm thinking it might be better to click to the left a little bit. Toho, what do you say? The timer is 5 frames a second. Okay, got it. Yeah. All the numbers for autocomplete. Expose all the numbers. But again, if I click 1 to the left, it'll open up that whole field for me. Is right-click all the mine squares a win condition? I don't think so. I think you have to expose all... Yeah, Irunian says that you have to expose them all. So, I think it's faster not to click in this spot. I think it's faster just to click 1 to the left. Yeah, I think blank space first would be better. Unless the flood fill is slower than me clicking on every square, but I don't think that's the case based on how long it took to animate. So what is the minimum number of frames between things, I guess? That's 30% of the board clears. I'm not sure I followed Toho, but that's okay. Are you just saying that by clicking that open space, it opens up a lot of area? Let me just do this. I'm going to back up. We now need to find the location of the square to the left. You know what? We'll also figure out the distance between the center points so that we can do it pragmatically. We know that negative 299 is this square here. We know that negative 266 is this square here. So in theory, if we divide the two, or go halfway between the two, halfway between negative 299 and 266, or technically looking at it the other way around, between negative 266 and negative 299, that will find the center of this square on the same horizontal axes. So 66 to 76, 86, 96. Let's just call it. It'd be close enough to call it. I mean, we only have to get into the ballpark, so 70. Let's see, 82. 80. Yeah, 282. I'm thinking 282. So we're going to change this number. We're going to change this from landing on negative 266. So we're going to go back to this spot here. Instead of landing on 266, we're going to land on 282. Negative 282. We'll just do that here. And then copy that and just apply it all the way down. And I obliterated my mouse click because I'm actually going to try clicking the mouse a little early. So here goes. I've got libTAS up. Let's see. Got everything where I want it. Now, let's advance forward. How soon can I click? So let's try clicking on 7198. Just see what happens. 7198 was early enough. So I can click before the board has rendered. That is a new discovery. Oh, that's too far. 5? Okay. It told me it mismatched because my my inputs didn't match. Okay. So let's try changing it from there to there and then try again. So we're trying to click on 7197. The game hasn't even fully rendered its frame yet. And that is one frame too early. So I'm in the input editor. What I can do here is click right there, and it'll rerun to that point. Now I can clear that, click that, and now it will, if I were to free run, you can see that it cleared it for me. Okay, so let's go back up to right before that mouse click, right here. We're going to make the new save state here. Let me see what I missed in chat. This is starting to get fun. Like, I know that making a tool-assisted speedrun is about as boring as watching paint dry, and yet, maybe I'm just excited because I'm me, but I'm actually excited and enjoying this. Also, you have a watch streak reunion. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, Chamois Pop, it's not on the first click. In fact, the first click will move a mine out of the way. In fact, it might be our fastest option to deliberately click where a mine is so that it forces it to that upper left corner. So we'll test that next. But let's see how fast we can move squares. Can I do it before it renders the next square? So let's do a little bit of timing tests, and we'll start honing in on things and figuring out strategies. Amadeus, it's kind of only a recent thing. It's only a recent thing that we could make these kinds of tool-assisted speedruns. Okay, so let's hone in on this. So we have this click happening all the way on 7198. The game board hasn't even drawn all the way yet, but nevertheless, we have already registered our first click. So, if that's the case, and it takes until frame 7201 to even partially draw it, it hasn't even fully drawn it yet. It doesn't fully draw it until 7202. If we go and start moving over Let's just say we wanted to get just the one to the left, to the right, actually. So this is negative 266. So we're staying on the same x-axis, or yes, same x-axis. And let's give it a few frames. Okay, so now let's see what happens. What I want to see happen is I want to see it move the mouse pointer. So we're now currently right above, and we've clicked. Now we're starting to move. We've told it to move to negative 266. I've pressed frame advance again. It still hasn't moved to negative 266. It just now managed to move to frame 266. Okay. Now we're going to see when it can click fastest. This is so different than any kind of normal speedrun that I've ever done. So now, I've moved it to 266. What happens if I click? I have to unclick, right? I can't hold the button down, I don't think. Well, let's test it. Well, what happens if you just click for 2? Okay, did you see what happened there? Did you see what happened there? Let's run it again. I'm going to click up here. Let's run that again. Okay, it renders. You can see the click. You can see it very obviously clicked, and then it moved. It moved. I didn't know that Minesweeper would do that. I'm sure other people who've played Minesweeper a lot already knew that that would happen. So we definitely have to let go of the mouse button, and that's okay. So let's let go that time. So click, let go, and then click again before it's even had a chance. Nope, it didn't do it. Oh my gosh. Okay, it did not do it. It didn't click. The click didn't register. Okay, let's see what happens if we start the click a little early. Nope, it still did it. Okay. So let's undo that. Let's now move this 1 frame. So now we have a two frame gap. Click, let go, stay, let go, click again. Okay, click on the first square, and now we've let go. Nope. 3 frames. All right, I did not know this about Minesweeper. I don't know as if anybody knew this about Minesweeper. Click. 1, 2, 3, 4 frames? Oh my gosh, this is wild. I never would have guessed this. Okay, let me make sure that it's negative 266. I never would have guessed this behavior. This is fascinating. Okay, let's try this menu. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 blanks between. Okay, click. 1, 2, 3. What? Okay. All right. It's not the mouse click. It's that I'm moving too quickly. I get it now. And you guys have probably been yelling at me in chat about this. 282. You've probably been yelling at me in chat. Okay. I'm Okay. Yep, you were all yelling at me in chat, and I wasn't paying attention. I had to discover it on my own. Okay. I didn't have to. I just didn't look over there. You know, it's interesting that multiple people in chat came up with the same convergence of the idea. Okay, all right. This is exciting stuff. Yes, T Murdoch, if you scroll back, go back earlier in the stream, you will see that we did that earlier. Does that have a set pull rate when emulating a mouse? Well, we are at 100 frames per second, but SoCal, there are some things about this operating system that are very strange. Toho, is it really revealing a part of the board, though? If I clicked on a mine, which we're going to do next, we're going to click on a mine and see what happens. And I believe this is a PS2 mouse, by the way. Let me double check that right quick. I think we are using a PS2 mouse. Hey, there's still 23 people watching. 24 people watching. Not bad. How's YouTube holding up? Hey, Twitch is running at 55. Not bad. Thank you so much for sticking around, folks. I really do appreciate it. Let's go take a quick look at that configuration. That's the wrong page. I want this one. Mouse. The mouse is a PS2 mouse. So you are correct. It is PS2 interrupt based, which is fun. Okay. So it is interrupt based, which is very fun. Also makes it take longer to boot. Okay, so Toho says 5 or 6 frames. I'm going to say it's probably faster than that, but let's find out. Okay, now we've moved. Let's just do this. We're gonna try this test again. We're gonna try clicking the very first frame we get to negative 266. So let's advance forward. Click on 282. Let go on well, it's at 282. Face happens, and it moves out of the way. Okay, so let's do this again. Now we're gonna extend the negative 282 one more frame. I'm still gonna leave this mouse click here in a bit, but the first time through I'm gonna leave it out. Okay, I see the click. I see the click in more. And it fired off on 7201. Okay, now let's do this. I want to see what happens if I tell it to click while it's still on negative 282. Where will the click happen? So we're in the second A2 square. And it caused it to extend over. That's fascinating behavior. All right, let's just move that one frame over. We're going to move it and say click on negative 266. This behavior is so interesting. Keely, why do you feel like you think you're still dreaming? Click, and it did fire. And I've told it to move to negative 266, but we won't ever see that click happen because it would have already cleared that space. So we now need to move one more space over. So let's just assume that it needs to be at negative, instead of negative 282, let's negative 266. Let's make it negative, what, 242? What do you think? What are we listening to? This sounds weird. Okay, that got a little weird. All right. Negative 242. I'm just guessing. I don't know if this is the right spot. Oops, I need a negative there. That would go very badly. All right. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if it moves it in the right place. Ho! What did I do wrong? I had a 242 in there. Whoops! You probably already noticed it in chat. I did not notice it. All right, let's do that again. Okay, we click on the second square. Then I'm telling it to move to negative 242. At what frame does it reach it? Hasn't reached it. Now it's reached. Okay, that's an overshoot. So let's go a little higher. Negative 240. Oh, I don't know, 7? 248. I had typed 248. So, whoa, what did I just hit? What did I just hit? This song is so weird. Negative 248. Let's just do that again. Negative 248. We are being very, very precise on our mouse location. This song is so weird. This song is so weird. Okay. All right, let's go to here. You're saying negative 33, huh? 249 maybe? I don't know, I did 248. It just has to be on the square. I'm not too picky right now. I should be more picky, but anyway, I'm not picky right now. Okay, that is where I want it. It's not the minimum necessarily, but right now I just want to see if I can make it over there. I should probably be a little more exact though, huh? I probably should be. Okay, whatever. This is good enough. So go back to here. Now, I want to click. I already believe I know what'll happen when I do this, but let's just confirm. It clicked on the... What? Wait. What? 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 Wait. What just happened? What? just happened? Oh, it moved the mine. It moved the mine because there's a mine here. I said that I needed to move. Oh, okay. Okay. This is actually potentially good. Hey, Kara. Maybe clicking that mine isn't such a bad thing, because by clicking that mine, we've now manipulated it into moving that mine here. And that means that this space is now more open than it was before. It cleared this space. Maybe this is to our benefit. Maybe. I don't know if it's to our benefit, but maybe. But we're gonna pause that. I want to go one more over. So you say it's you think it's 33 roughly? You think it's roughly 33 position of 33 over? So let's try that. We went from negative 282 to negative 248. So if it's negative 33, let's do let's see. What would this be? Negative, let's see, no, I don't need to use negative numbers, but I do need to subtract. So we've got 282, we're going to subtract 33. That gives us 249, minus 33 is 216. So let's just do 216. And I'm digging this music too. I should probably just paste these. You know, that'll make it way easier. I'll just paste them. Okay, I pasted it. Okay, let's take that mouse button away, because I already know that it will not work. All right, so we click the first square. Can we get to that location? Is that the right location? No, that's 2. Yeah, 16.5. I went too many. But it did do it in one jump, I think. Maybe? I think it did it in one jump. Okay, instead of 216, what do we need? Need 216 plus I can't do 16 and a half, but I can do 17. So that'd be 233. Yep. Okay, let's see what we get. That looks right. Nicely done. Okay. Welcome everyone who has recently started watching the stream. Let's see what I missed. If you click D4, it would join both 0 regions. If I do D4, it would join both 0 regions. Okay, we're going to test that next. We'll test that next. Right now, I want to see how it behaves by moving between the two. But we'll test that next. The flood fill doesn't go diagonally. Okay. D4 wouldn't, but D7 would. Oh, okay. So here's our board really quick, just to review. A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, D7 is a bad idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I do not want to click on D7. Iranian. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to click on D4 either. Oh, as the first click. I see what you're going with. Yes, I think D7 would be the right first click as the mine move. Okay, let's consider that, because that would reduce the amount of space. Now, granted, when we really start optimizing for this, we'll solve with a one-click solve. We'll click and it will solve the whole board. And we're going to do that eventually for both of them. But at the moment, I want to see how mouse movement works. If you were given a set seed, how quickly could you work it out? Now, we probably will go ahead and move that mine, because that does seem like an optimal strategy for this. But let's just do this test right quick. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything on the YouTube chat side. Anna, it does sort of look identical to how it was multiple days ago. But we are doing different things and we've learned new things. So, thank you so much for the well wishes, though. Right? Keely, I get that. What frame is it? And, yeah. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. We are basically deconstructing how the mouse behaves with, with Minesweeper. Keely, I could. I mean, that's definitely an option. We could make a spreadsheet, but right now we're mostly testing behaviors. We're testing how fast can I move the mouse? How many positions can I move? How fast across the screen in one frame can I go from here to here? How much latency is there? And we're learning all kinds of interesting things, which I plan to do in a video. Maybe we'll have the video edit out all of my stupidity, or just leave it all in, because I do everything wrong. Okay, so D4 should join. Okay. Yeah, how many frames is a click? That is an interesting aspect. Yes, exactly. Every time I move the mouse, it does shift what happens. Okay, now, right now, we can see that we have clicked on frame 7198. It has not yet even drawn the board, but the click is active. And you can see the click depresses here. The face changes here on 7200. And we've already told it on the next frame to start moving. So we're telling it to move to negative 233, which is a couple blocks over. But it has not moved the mouse pointer yet. So the input has happened, but the mouse pointer has not moved. The face is still like this. It's still drawing the expansion, pretty much just like right away. The mouse still hasn't moved. Now the mouse has moved. Now the question is, at what point can I click and have that register? If I click on the very first time that I can, negative 233 here, I don't believe that it will work. It did not click the frame, but it did preserve the frame before it. So let's remove that click. We're going to add it in here instead. And it worked. But because that was the wrong frame, it didn't open the board up. So we do need to go one more frame over because we want to be past the 1. Now we're going to test the flood fill with the first mine in D4 in a bit. I'll have to find that location, but that's okay. So, by the way, the location that Minesweeper is appearing is kind of interesting. It seems somewhat arbitrary to me. I don't know why Windows picks that specific spot to load it. I don't know what made Windows XP pick that exact XY coordinate. Okay, if you click a mine in first move, it moves the mine to the top left. Yes. You cannot die any first move. Yeah, it'll always be in the top left. Yeah, it does not generate at that point. It just moves the mine out from underneath you. I don't know, Keely. We'll find out. Okay, so the next test is to move over from negative 233. My previous value, I think, was negative 216, right? So let's actually do that. I do want negative 216. Let's see if it works. Negative 216. Negative 216, negative 216. Now I can start copying these, so I'm just going to do that. That's more than enough. Okay. All right, let's advance forward. Okay. Click. Depress, and the smiley changes, and we have exposed the board, but we have not yet started moving. We're moving all the way to 216 this time. Will it click? I haven't seen it yet. Now it rendered, and yes, it clicked. We clicked 2 full frames before the mouse pointer even got there. That is amazing. All right. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So now, let's do what Shalafi has in mind. So we're going to change the starting location. The starting location, instead of being negative 266, it's going to be negative 150, so negative 150, negative 160, and we want this one to be negative 250. Let's see if we have the right place. Negative 250. We're going to copy this, Control-C. I love Cosmo Canyon so much, I'm turning this up. So let's just turn that. And now I'm not gonna erase this mouse button, but it will nuke it, and I'll just put it back in. So I paste it, put it right back in. Oops. I did something. Okay. 250, and now we want to go 250, 250, and then we want to go to probably not 216, but let's just see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to roll forward till this. What happens? Ah, we totally missed. Negative 250 was not the right answer. Shalafi, I think we were slightly wrong. 0 is in the middle of the screen. 0, 0 is in the middle. Yeah. Actually, I should have figured that out too. Kara, yeah. Kira, you are right. A click is a mouse click is a click. You can't say it's a half a click. Hey, Bears P. How do I ensure that the OS is clean and doesn't affect the run? Windows is famous for doing things on its own. Yes, you are correct, and it does do things on its own. However, in this case, all of those things are also deterministic. Anything we do here as we're recording, the interactions with things, it's basically so 250 negative 50. Okay, you got it. It's basically negative 50. We are still doing all of the same actions we would do in the same order, and we fully control every element that might result in a different random outcome, so we end up getting the same deterministic result. Negative 50. I got one more to do here. Negative 50. Okay, so now we got this. I'm going to paste that in. Maybe I should have done this a different way, but that's all right. I'm just going to type it in here. It's easier. Negative 50. Okay. And we're going to leave that alone. All right, let's fast forward to here. Okay. Did we end up in the right spot? So that forced the mine to move, and it was a 1 instead. So while it did move the mine. Oh, that's D5? Okay. All right, so we're off by 50 then. That's not D4. Okay, yeah, that's D5. Okay. So let's back up to here. Not sure I want this music quite this loud right now. It is a little bit of trial and error. So let's say negative... D4 would also become a 1? Because C3 is a mine. Okay, so should we try... so we should try D7... well, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4... We should try D7, I think. Because D7 should clear. Well, we did, but there was an assertion that D4 would clear too. So, now we've proven that it did not. So, now where is D7 going to be? Let's see. Mathing that out. Let's go up here. What do we want that position to be? So we know it's 250. That part is right. What's it going to be? Negative 50 minus 16? Is that right? Minus... Okay. So 50 minus... let's call it 16 is 34. So let's try that. Hey, stop that. Yeah, hey. I don't know what that's going to do. It's nothing good. Nothing good for this TAS. Ah, keep missing. You'd think I'd know how to use my keyboard by now, but apparently I don't. Okay, now I can copy. And I'm going to use a flood copy this time. So I'm going to select here all the way to here and just paste once rather than doing it repeatedly, because that was kind of silly. Negative 34. I hope I've got this right. Paste that in, paste it in, paste it in. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. Run to here. The E in TAS stands for easy. Oh my gosh. There's some hard truth there. No, it's not velocity. It's just relative mode. Okay, that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 6? Hang on. Did I do this wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did it wrong. That's 6. Okay. All right. That's 6. But let's just see what happens anyway. Hey, it made the distance, though. It could definitely move back and forth. So it appears that in one segment of when... Like, this seems to be the shortest that we can go. 1, 2, 3. We can go 3 frames between a click, which is not bad at 100 frames a second. Keely is not wrong. We should have made a spreadsheet. All of us are bad at math. It would be a 1. Okay, it'll be a 1. All right, let's just not move this because that's fun. It'll be a -1 or a 1? I think it'll be a -1, right? Right? I think it'll be -1. When did I decide to wake up the mouse driver? I woke up the mouse driver all the way back here on frame 7100. I picked 7100 as an arbitrary value because it was after the desktop had started to load. And then this is the first frame that we were able to... it's actually not the first frame that we were able to load this, but it's... Yeah, anyway, it's kind of complicated. We're waiting a little longer than we need to. Oh, okay. -11 is the location? Okay. -11, okay. Sorry, misunderstood. Okay, now I can paste these. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to select this whole range from here to here. We're going to paste that in. I just need to make that one -11. This is laborious, but it's kind of fun in its own way. And hopefully I'm still entertaining you. I'm sure a lot of people have dropped off because this part did get kind of a little tedious. But all right, let's see what happens. So we move the mouse pointer into the right location. We click. Come on. Get a couple more frames. Okay. Is that the right location? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's good enough. Yeah, so that will open up that whole area. Now, let's do some precision strikes. So folks in chat, what I want to do is erratically move the mouse all over the place because we can just... We've proven now that we can get this distance in one mouse movement. And it doesn't matter if we go less. We probably can't do too much more. But let's precision strike this a few times. So we already know it cleared to this section, but it can't clear here. So we need to click in the second square, which we already determined was between -299 and -266, which would be, I think I did my math earlier. What was that? -299 minus 16. All right. This is actually going to get fun because now we're at a point where we can start really rapid firing this. So instead of -216, we want negative 299, 282. Yes, it was 282. -282. And we're going to click -282. This is on 110, I think. Yep, that's right. And we now know we need 1, 2, 3, 4. So the mouse click, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1. Oh, dang it. You didn't see me do that. you didn't see me do that. Okay, we're just going to take that. Oh, dang it. Okay. Copy. Paste. All right. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll pick the next tile. So what's the next tile that we want to hit? So we know from our map, we have to hit here. We probably also have to hit right next to it, I'm going to guess, because I don't know as if it cleared up this high. I'll probably have to hit that and the one next to it, I think, because this is going to say 2. Oh, yeah. Well, we're definitely going to do that, yeah. Toho, you should really get some sleep. Thank you so much for sticking around. And I'll be wrapping up at some point. A2 and A3. Okay, let's get A2 and A3. So we already established that A3 is negative 266. That's easy enough. We're just going to take these 4, copy them right here, and say this is negative 266. My mouse got in the way. Negative 266. I'm just going to copy that. Okay. All right, there was probably more effective ways to do that. Now let's see what happens. I'm going to go from the beginning. Okay. So let's run through this. We click, we move, we click, we move, we click, we move. Well, we don't move. We click, we click. Okay, we're getting this. I think we should finish. Someone work out all of the boxes that I need to click on. Why didn't we 0 index the cell counts? I don't know, Dwandalair. Okay, what are my next button presses? Your mouse, your Windows XP system would start chugging if you moved the mouse around too fast. Oh yeah, touching each corner, that would be kind of fun. We're working in APL. What do you mean by APL? I'm not sure what you mean by APL. Okay. We're getting close. Okay, I got negative. Okay, we got this. Negative 266, negative 94. So we're going to take these 4, copy them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Control C. Paste those. Wait, come on. Control C. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to take them here at this point. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, paste that. What am I doing wrong? Hang on. Oh, it's I can't paste into an area that is already we're already past that. That's why it wasn't letting me do it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Copy. Paste. There we go. All right. Now I need to make this negative 94. All right. Negative 94. I need a better keyboard for this. I should really get out the clicky. But that's okay. All right. Next one is going to be negative 250, 94. Okay. Yeah. You're getting me riled up here. Negative 250. Negative 250. Okay, and then the next one is going to be negative 250, 78. Thank you so much for all of this. This is really entertaining. 78. Negative 78. I should just copy these. You know what might be easiest is just copying one of them and then pasting over. Negative 233, 78. This is making an interesting pattern, by the way. We're sort of switching which axes we are. Okay. Okay. It's almost easier to do this. Okay, then negative 167, 11. I mean, then we're going to do a test. Negative 167, negative 11. And we're going to take that, copy it 4 times. Well, copy it 3. Okay, that's a faster way of doing it. All right, let's go up and see what happens. So, oh, that's fun. Oh, that's fun. Oh, this is fun. This is so much more fun than it has any right to be. This is more enjoyable than it has. I don't know. There's something about watching Windows just work perfectly. That's okay. I know that one indexing is mathematically wrong. We'll work with it, okay? All right. Okay, I've got negative 167 and 11, 167, 23. So we're going to take this. We're going to copy it, make it 23. I'm going to get faster at this. Negative 23. Oh, that's the wrong field. Negative 23. We're going to copy that. 1, 2, 3. We're going to add a click. Now, we're going to put in 183, 23. So that's going to be 183. 183, 23 can... Okay, and add the click. Next up is 199 and 23. Click. 199. Control C. 1, 2, 3, and 199. And there. 199. I missed one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then negative 216, 23. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. Negative 216, 23. Copy that, paste it 3 times. Add in a click. Next is negative 216 and 7. 7 positive, huh? 7 positive. Okay. Not negative 23? Okay, not negative 3. Okay, 23. Okay. Not negative 23. Okay, that's fine. We got this. When did we go from... These are all positive. Okay. I'll fix that. They're all positive. That's all right. Okay, so these need to be 199, but it needs to be a positive 23. That's okay. Okay. Thank you for catching that. I appreciate it. Click, click, click. Now they add the mouse click back in. This one needs to be 183 and positive 23. Click. And click. And one more. I've got 167. And add the click back in. Okay, there we go. So we had negative. Okay, what did I got? Negative 216 and 7 right here. That is correct. Control C. 1, 2, 3. Add the click. What else do I got? Okay. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see if we get the solve. We're going to start playing back. Click, click, click. Happy clicky. This is the best click game you've ever seen. Okay, that was wrong. That last one was wrong. So it's not negative 216. We went the wrong direction on that last one. So let me run back to here. That was entertaining, but not what I wanted. Okay. Let's go here. Negative 199. Okay, so it needs to be negative 199. And 7? Like that, right? Oh, gosh, what did I just do? That happens sometimes, and I don't like it. Okay. Is that right? Negative 199 and 7? Okay, all right, let's see what happens. Okay, we didn't actually need this. So that was the solve right there. Okay. So how fast can we start start typing after this? Now I'm very curious. We don't need to move the mouse anymore, so we're just going to leave that in the right place. Control C. I'll just take all this until the end of time, I guess. It doesn't really matter. We'll truncate the movie later. All right. There is the end of the movie. So let's just watch this right quick to make sure I've got it all right. So we're backing up and click and click and click and click, 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 click. And we get anonymous. All right. That's fun. Wow. That's so fast. Okay. All right, all right. Now, do we need that click on 7? Yes, we do. Okay, we do need that click on 7. Then, let's see if we can start typing TAS. I need to add a few columns. So let's do that. I'm going to rearrange a couple of letters here after I'm done, and we're going to have to expand this out a little bit, and that's okay. Let's add a column. Add input column. T. Add input column. Hey! Add input column. S. We don't have that one yet. B. B. Well, know what? Let's just make it TAS. And we'll hold down Shift while we do it. All right, but we're going to make it better. We're going to make these letters in order. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, E, A, B, C. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Oops, I got the N in the wrong place. A, I, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, W. Okay. All right. I might be a perfectionist. What of it? It's almost like it matters to me or something. Okay. So now what we're going to do is hold down the Shift key. Oh, and I need to add Shift. That's going to be fun. How am I going to do that? Add input column. Shift. Oh, hey, it just worked. Okay. Sure. Sure, that works. But I'm going to remove this one, and I'm going to add input column left shift instead. I just feel like making both sides left. I also don't need to... I'm going to remove that input column because it's unused. Okay, that clears things up a little bit. All right, I'm happy about where we're at. Okay, let's get this input cleared up. So we're going to hold down Shift, starting right here, and we're going to hold down T. I don't know what order it's going to do this in. So let's see what happens. It might be TSA. It might be nothing. Okay, we knew about this problem. How about if I hold down Shift the frame before? Let's try that. Okay. And let's hit return. Okay, the return didn't do what I expected. Let's move the return to the next frame. That was interesting. It just named it T. There we go. All right, we did it. But it still said 1 second. Okay. If I hold, nothing happens. It moves the location. We tried that earlier. Windows in my Linux? A Balrog in my... Sorry for that noise. I made a bad noise. Anyway. A Balrog in my hoo-ha? Anyway, let's just stop. Okay, let's get back to here. This is the last frame of input. Now, here's the one downside. We've done all of this work, but this isn't the fastest that we could start, because we already know that with this image, we can remove a bunch of these frames at the beginning, and it will start faster. Sort of. Well, that's not entirely true with this image. We discovered that we could start at different times, and here, I'll show you the chart. There are so many more things we need to test because only some of these seeds have been tested. The time that you start Windows has an impact, like the date that you start in Windows, it has an impact on how long it takes to boot. So it takes 51.1 seconds to get to the desktop. Whereas if you just started a little bit earlier, at 1600, which is, I don't know, let's just abuse the fact that we can set this in libTAS right quick. Let's copy this value, copy, paste. This is probably going to be some random time, Control V. It's in 2020. If you started in 2020 instead of 2023, 2020, it takes 68.72 seconds to get to the desktop. Whereas with this date from 2023, it takes 51.1 seconds to get to the desktop. We haven't exhaustively tested every time. We know that there is something stupid going on, something absolutely, truly brain dead. Is the YouTube stream down? I don't think so. Let's see. Anyway, there's something really silly going on with the... it looks like I still got 25 concurrent viewers, so I think everything's okay. But yeah, basically the point is that in the way that they wrote the daylight savings time calculation and other aspects around the date heavily impacts how long it takes Windows to boot. So what I'm saying out of all of this is we found a solution to finish this task, but it is not necessarily the perfect solution. But I do think that before we quit tonight, I think we should make an encode of this. I think we should make an encode. Let's see, where do we go? Let's do this. Let's go here. Okay, our system time is still 2023. This is our last frame of input. I think I'm safe to truncate the movie at this point, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to make a save state on this last frame right here. Control Shift. Let's make it in slot 8. So we've now saved slot 8. Let's advance to slot 9. I don't know if this is necessary. I don't actually know how libTAS handles this. But I want to truncate. Let's see. Okay. Save slot 9. Okay. I want to truncate the file from here. Truncate. Really truncate this out? You have to truncate all inputs beyond this point. Yes, I do. All right. That's now the end of our movie. I don't know if I have to wait or not, but we'll see. So, now that I've got that, I am going to stop and say, yes, I want to save my movie file. That was only 114 re-records, but that's all right. So now we're going to play that whole thing back from start to finish, warts and all, and see how it plays. Attempt 1 connected. Set full speed. Okay. There. Now I've got this loaded up. So let's watch Windows boot. And then we're going to have to do this all over again because, you know. So I don't have fast forward going. This is just a normal playback mode, and we're going to see everything we just did playing back. Vital Twitch recommends are what I would call awesome. Oh, really? Did you discover this from a Twitch recommends? If so, awesome. Also, I don't think the hiccup was on my side, but I could be wrong. Arunian, you're absolutely right. We do need to get a board that is a single-click solution for every single one, but you noticed that we got 1 second time even on the first click. So there's not much we can do about that. But we can make it look absolutely insane. Okay, so we got to wait for Windows to boot. We know that we could do this faster, and we're going to redo this some other time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's absolutely the case. For that matter, I'm still advocating for we get a verification movie that gets Windows to the state where it's booted, and then we start Minesweeper after Windows has settled down. I still think that that's a better choice, but I'm going to go with the existing rules, which says I have to boot Windows. Italian version has a flower theme rather than mines. And the sound file associated with that is shorter. Interesting. So did you see how we waited a really long time? That's awesome. Okay. So we actually stopped this before it's even done. I'm going to continue advancing anyway, for the purposes of an encode. Beginner, 1 second. It's unfortunate that it puts it over the top of it, but... okay, next up. Can I do an encode? I don't know. Let's find out. This could go real wrong. Let's see. Where is video encode? I don't think it's export movie. I think tools. Let's see. Where is movie? Input editor. Oh, interesting, Yoshi rules. Okay. Tools start encode. There it is. Configured encode. Okay, there it is at the top. MKV. What? No, that's not what I want. Let's send that to... let's not send that there. Let's send that to my videos. Yeah, PCEM. Yeah, sure. Let's rename that. Beginner test. H264 is fine. AAC, sure. That works for me. Let's just do it. Do I need to start the movie first though? I don't know what's gonna happen. I probably should have done this the previous run through. I am not writing to. I'm not running as root. I assure you. Okay. All right. Let's just run through, and we're gonna do fast forward. Okay, I can see that it's encoding because I can see all the stuff happening here. Boy, it is not liking the change in resolution. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen with all those resolution changes. But every time it makes a resolution change, it gets upset. So maybe I need to ask folks. Okay, let me check with the Windows chat. Or I keep saying Windows chat, YouTube chat. Yes, there is leaked source code. Yeah, eventually Keeley. But we're not at that point. I would probably call this Microsoft Windows Minesweeper, I think. Microsoft Minesweeper? Anyway. So this is the part of the encode that actually matters. So I wonder what's going to happen in the encode. Yeah, the bad news is, yes, it does set the timer to 1 on the first click. Yeah, Dreadwing, right. Ring Knight, it is definitely going to be frequent. I expected that. We are deliberately not moving the mouse around because of the aforementioned slowness. Also, this does not necessarily start as fast as it could. But, oh yeah, Kira, I'm so sorry that you're up so late. You should definitely go to bed. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I will be helping assist someone who is in need. I will just describe it that way. Everything is fine, but I will definitely not be around tomorrow. So your next opportunity to see me is Wednesday, and then on Thursday I will be doing an interview with Weatherton, who let me expand this a few frames. Weatherton, who made the very first Nintendo 64 TAS that was shown at a Games Done Quick. Okay, that's probably enough. Let's just run that for another second or so. And that's probably enough. And I'm going to hit stop. And let's see what we got. So we were watching Windows boot, but not at a speed that made any sense. Oh, it did it as separate videos, which is totally cool. So let's just run celluloid. Let's toggle the playlist. We got the test in there, and we're just going to just drop these in one at a time. 2, 3, 4, 5. This music is definitely some Grant Kirkhope. It sounds like Banjo-Kazooie, but I'm not looking. Okay. I hope that worked. Okay. It looks like it worked. All right. Sorry, my beautiful music. Let's listen to this with audio and see what we get. Hey, Wogarden. This part is definitely boring, but we're listening to the sound of Windows XP booting, I think. Although I don't know if it's actually popping out HDMI. That's a problem. Hang on a sec. Let me make sure my sound is going the right place, or we will be very disappointed. Sound settings. It is going out. Let's see.
Front, left, front, right.
Yep, okay. Resuming. Resuming the boot of Windows XP. I said resuming the... Come on, resume. Okay, there we go. Yeah, each one is each video file is a different resolution stage. Right? Positive flashbacks from watching XP loading in real time. Now we're watching an encode, so this is real time. Will it make the startup sound though? That's what I want to know. I want to hear that startup, that sweet, sweet startup sound. Oh yeah, that sweet sound. That's the only sound we're going to hear. But that brings back so many memories. Now, it's going to sit here for a while deliberately. We were testing a totally different thing. We had to wait for that other system to boot. Oh my gosh, that's it. That's all there is to it, guys. That's the entirety of our efforts right there. Okay, all right. But I have to hit all of us in our feels for one more time. And I have to do it at high volume. Here we go, right here. High volume. Yes. That sound holds so much nostalgia for me and millions of other people who started with Windows XP and then maybe discovered that Windows wasn't necessarily the best thing ever. At least for me, I went from Windows to Linux, and my journey was a little bit odd. Not everyone took the same path I did, but that was the path I took. So I'm just frame advancing through this movie really quick, and we'll turn on some music again. Hey, G-Bads. Okay, this is cool because we're getting to see it in the full resolution too. And I'm just clicking one frame at a time. You can see how we're solving this board. It's so much nicer seeing it at this resolution, I have to say. Click, click, click. It doesn't particularly matter how far we move. You can see the completed board. You can see beginner 1 seconds. And that's it. That's all there is. Well, folks, that was enjoyable. I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you so much for everyone who came with me on this journey. If you would like to see this in a video compilation where we take everything we just did and condense it down, let me know, because I think this could work. I think we could potentially edit this down to something that I could post on YouTube. What do you guys think? I don't know. Maybe I have a stronger opinion of myself than I ought to. But also, for folks on YouTube who watch live streams, what do you do? I mean, on Twitch, I raid people when I'm done with my stream. And unfortunately, I am coming to the close of my stream. I'll try to respond to any chat messages that are left in the queue, but I am coming to the end of my stream. On Twitch, I'm going to raid somebody. What am I supposed to do on the YouTube side? I don't actually know. Moving the mouse even as far as we did made no difference. It did not seem to matter. All we had to do was make sure we didn't exceed a certain amount of distance with one click. Okay, the Y block distance isn't the same as X. That's fascinating. Let's go back to our board clear. Right here. Halfway between. So, for whatever reason, it would make sense. Of course it wouldn't be. Because it's a 640 by 480, I think, or 800 by 600. I think this might be 800 by 600. But having said that, it wouldn't be because it's a different resolution. Yes, the blocks are square, but your mouse resolution is the entire screen, and you're going to have more movement across the horizontal plane than the vertical plane. So that would make sense. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how YouTube works with live streams. How do you do that, Kira? How do you raid Penix Pantry? I'm most likely to send you guys to some flashbacks. Penimcoix? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Okay, so I'm not sure how to do it on YouTube. I don't have any great raid targets even on Twitch right now. So if you guys have a suggestion, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably send you over to boy, I don't know. Skybills, maybe. Who's that, Kenmari Dio? And what are they doing? What is Tsuba doing? Sakura Tsubasa. A Tears of the Kingdom first playthrough? Well, that's a great choice. It's a great choice. I don't know as if that's exactly what folks who are interested in Windows XP are looking for, though. Any other retro folks? Oh, I'm loving this music. By the way, thank you so much, everyone who stopped by. This was an incredible stream. I really enjoyed it. You know, I might send you over to some Super Mario World action with Mr. Shasta. Kenmari Deo, what is Mr. Shasta doing? Let's see. What is Mr. Shasta doing? Mr. Shasta's going to have no idea what hit him. That looks like Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Bye, YouTube. Yes, I am. Unfortunately, I'm going to be quitting soon. Kirby. You know, I want even older than that. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go even older than that. I am gonna send you over to some Diddy Kong Racing by Skybills, because Skybills is just awesome people. All right, raid is set. Raid with TASBot, go. Or if you don't have if you're not a subscriber here, use the Mr. Destructoid emote. Thank you so much for hanging around. Come on over to discord.gg/TASBot, and I will see you guys again on Wednesday. Take care.